Hello, my friends. It is SS Coulter, author of the Fassa Tails, and today we are going to be doing activity number 2 from the third book in the series, ROWLF. Now, as we decided with activity number 1, every time we do an activity from this book, we are going to bark the title together to celebrate Rocky. Okay? So on the count of 3, I want you to take a deep breath and go way down in your gut and get a good bark. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. That was amazing. All right, before we do anything else together, I want you to make sure you have permission from an adult to be online with me today. So go ahead and get permission and we will get started with activity number 2. Now that we have permission to be online together, let's get started with the activity. Activity number 2 from ROWLF is called the Law of Change. And whether you have the electronic copy of the book or the paper copy, it is on page 49. There it is, the Law of Change. So just like most of the other activities we've done so far, it has a what you need, summary, directions, extra challenges, and things to talk about. So let's get started with what we need. It says you need coloring utensils and paper. This is an activity where we're going to do quite a lot of drawing, so I really want you to make sure you have the coloring utensil that you like the most. I grabbed markers, as I always do, because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm drawing on the screen. But I also have some crayons here. I think I'm going to get some regular pencils, maybe some color pencils, anything you can get your hands on that you like to draw with the most. And for the paper, it is okay to have lined paper out of a notebook. You can have plain paper, but for this one, I would like you to do your best to get paper that's big like this. We usually call it 8 by 10, the size. You could get cardboard paper, but I'd like you to get paper that's this big instead of something like a Post-it note, okay? Something that's big like this, because we're going to divide this into 4 and draw 4 pictures on it. So do your best to try to find bigger paper like this. So I'm going to put 2 minutes on my timer, and we are all going to go get all of our materials gathered and then meet back here. Here we go. All right, guys, now that we all have our coloring utensils and our paper, let's look at the summary and directions for this activity. The summary says, Fassa gets more and more excited as the outside begins to change from winter to spring. Almost everything in life changes, just like the seasons. Pick a room in your house that people use a lot every day and watch how it changes from the beginning of the day to the end. The directions are, number 1, pick a room or a small part of a room in your house that is used often. For example, the family room or kitchen. So I want you guys to start thinking about this. Where is your family all the time throughout the day? Are they around the kitchen table? Do you have a mud room? Do you guys have a family room and you're on the couch all the time or on the floor? So start thinking of a room that your family uses a lot during the day, okay? Now, number 2 says, divide your piece of paper into 4 sections, like the example below, and label it 1 to 4. So let's look at this example here. You see, this would be like your piece of paper, and you're going to divide it into 4 equal sections and then label it 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put my book down and show you guys an easy way to divide a piece of paper into 4. So if you want to take your paper like this, what you can do is simply fold it. So you're going to fold it in half like this, all right? And you are going to just get the crease down like that. So that's one fold. And then we just do a second fold like this, do the crease, and wait for it. When we open it up, we have 4 equal sections to do our drawings. Now, the directions did say that we should label these sections 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do that now. I'm going to hold this up and do it for you. I'll do the best I can. I'm holding it up, so it might not be as neat as I would like, but when you guys do it on a table. All right, so I'm going to divide it like this, right along the lines that we just folded. How easy and fun is that? All right, look at that. We've got 4 equal squares to draw in, and then we are going to label them 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that will be number 2 of the directions. All right, so I'm going to put that down, get my book again. All right, let's look at number 3. Number 3, you are going to draw the room or part of it at 4 different times of the day to see how it changes. So what it means, or part of it, let's say you decide to do your kitchen. You don't have to draw your whole kitchen. You can just do the kitchen table if that's what you decide to do, okay? It then tells us the 4 different times of day you're going to draw it. So it says, for example, when you wake up, when you eat lunch, before you eat dinner, and before you go to bed. But let's say you are at school during lunch. You could do it when you wake up, and then you can do it when you get home from school and have a snack, and then before you eat dinner, or maybe when you're doing your homework, and then before you go to bed. So think about 4 different times you could draw a part of a room, okay? You decide what works best for you, but pick 4 times that are pretty far apart. You are going to draw your first picture in square 1, your second picture in square 2, your third picture in square 3, and your fourth picture in square 4. And it says, make sure to include a lot of details and draw what is different from picture to picture so you can see how much things change. Before we go off and do this activity, I want to talk a little bit more about the directions. So this activity is supposed to last an entire day, and I don't know what time it is where you are right now. It could be the middle of the day, it could be after school, I don't know. So what you're going to do is whatever time of day it is for you, you are going to make that your picture in square 1. So if the afternoon you do that picture in square 1, and then you can do another one tonight in square 2, another one tomorrow morning in square 3, and then your last one in square 4. So you just decide how you want to do it based on the time of day it is. I'm going to show you 4 pictures of a table where I did this exercise. I took pictures of them so I could show them to you, and I'm going to use these to do my drawings. Let's look at them real quick. Here are my 4 pictures of the table side by side, and I will then draw these. Again, you don't have to take photographs. I just wanted to show you 4 pictures together so you get an idea of what we're doing. So you can see there's a morning picture. Look how the sun is shining, and you can see orange juice and a teacup and breakfast on there. And then if we look at number 2, that is a different time of the day. The sun is in a completely different place, and you can see crayons and markers and paper on the table. I was actually doing activity number 4. That one's called You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover. It's really fun. I can't wait to do it with you. And then there's picture number 3, and that lady sitting there is my mom. Do you remember Susan from Joy in Your Name, the first activity? I wrote an acrostic poem for her. Well, here she is doing activity number 4, You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover. My mom did all sorts of these activities with me this time. It was super awesome. And then the 4th picture is at night. Look how different it looks because we had to turn the light on. Do you see all the shadows coming down around the table? And of course, we were playing Candyland, and that was super fun. So now I will do my best to draw those 4 to show how different things are throughout the day. Now that you have an idea of what we're doing because you've seen my pictures, you can see how a room really changes throughout the day. Not just who's in the room, but what's in the room, the way the light is shining. It's really neat to see, but you don't really think about it until you see them next to each other like that. So we're going to take 10 minutes now. I'm going to put 10 minutes on the timer. And I want you guys to go out. Remember, we're going to start by drawing our 4 squares, so you have 4 places to draw your pictures. And then I want you to pick what room you're using and spend this time drawing your first picture in square 1. I will draw my first picture while you guys are out doing that. Now we have 10 minutes, but take as much time as you need. I want it to be so detailed so you can really see the difference between your 4 pictures. Okay, so I'm going to hit start and we will get going. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh my goodness, I have been gone a lot longer than 10 minutes. I had to hit pause. I have my first picture only started. This is as much detail as I've gotten so far. So I have the stuff in there. I've got the breakfast on the table. Do you see the yellow? That's where the sun was shining in. But I have a lot more to do. So I am going to hit pause and go work on this a little more. I hope you're having a lot of fun. Get as many details in as you can. Hello, my friends. Since this is an activity that's going to last the whole day, we are going to go over the extra challenges right now. These extra challenges are also activities that will take a long time. So let's go over them so you understand what they are, okay? Number 1 says, make a change notebook and pick a tree somewhere nearby or at a forest preserve. Watch it throughout the year. Draw pictures or keep notes on how it changes with the seasons. So that is really cool. If you have a favorite tree in your backyard, or if you have a neighbor who's got a cool tree or a forest preserve that's by you, what I'd like you to do is pick a tree that you can watch throughout the year and have a notebook, and you can draw pictures of how it changes, or you can take notes of how it changes. And in a year, I want you to go back and read your notes and see how cool it is, how things we wouldn't have even noticed if we weren't paying attention are changing. And the second extra challenge is kind of similar. It says you can also pick a garden or flower bed and watch how they change during the spring or summer. So if you are in a spring or summer month right now and you have a garden at your home, again, or your neighbor or your city has a garden, you can do the same kind of thing. You can get a change notebook, just a pad of paper, and you can go look at that garden at different times and write down how it's changing. These are two really cool things that will make you notice things you probably wouldn't have noticed if you weren't doing this activity. So those are the 2 extra challenges. All right, so I'd love for you to do those. We are going to move on to the final part of the activity, the things to talk about. So please make sure to find an adult to talk to about these things, okay? Number 1 says, did the room change a lot? Were you surprised? I know I was surprised by a few things I hadn't paid attention to before. Number 2 says, what was the biggest change in the room that you saw during the day? And number 3 says, adults, make a list with your kids about other things in life that change, such as time, weather, likes and dislikes. Now that is going to be fun. You should ask your parents or grandparents or older siblings, what did you not like when you were little that you like now? I bet you there'll be things like vegetables. You can ask them if they like different colors before that they don't like now. They might have not liked snakes, and then they did Fear Not with us, and now they like snakes. What else? Ooh, clothes. Ask them what clothes they didn't like and now they like, and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And then you think of stuff that you didn't like and now you like. You'll be so interested in all these different things and how you change. We have come to the end of doing the activity together, but you probably still have 3 more squares to draw. And I definitely know you have your tree notebook and your flower bed notebook if you're going to do the extra challenges. Whenever you do finish, I would love to see your drawings. They make me so happy, and I'm so proud of you. So if you'd like an adult to send your drawings to me, please have them look in the description of this video. I have my Facebook page there and my email address, so they can send me your work whenever you're done with it. Even if it's a year from now when you're done with your tree notebook, I would love to see it. So until we meet again, I want you to remember that you are awesome. Your imagination is awesome. I think you are an incredible artist, and I want you to have fun.